Hi YouTube friends, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and recently I went out and I harvested some hawthorn berries. We have several wild trees on our property, and I love gathering the berries in the late summer because I use them for things. I use them to make jams. Once in a while, we don't eat a whole lot of jam, but once in a while I'll make jam, definitely tincture. But I love making hawthorn syrup because, first of all, look at, I don't know if you can see how beautiful this is. It is a beautiful red syrup, and it's wonderful to give as gifts. And if you use enough sugar, and I'll talk about that in this video, but you can make it fairly shelf stable. So get ready to see how to make some hawthorn syrup in this upcoming little video, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. All right, so here we're going to go ahead and make some hawthorn berry syrup. I just got some tincture ready, and these are my leftover berries here. I've got quite a few, probably about 3 cups of berries, and I'm going to go ahead and use the leaves too. So I'm going to put them in my saucepan. I'm going to add about a quart of water, and I'm going to simmer it for about 20 to 30 minutes. All right, here's what it looks like in the water, and it will start simmering in just a few moments, and then I'm just going to turn the heat down to low and let it go for about 20 or 30 minutes or so. I want the water to reduce just a little bit, but not too much, probably down to where I'm estimating there's about 2 cups of liquid. I've got the simmered and soaked hawthorn berries and leaves here in this saucepan. They're still warm but not hot. I don't like to put raw honey into really hot liquid because it kills the enzymes. So I usually let it cool just a little bit before I add my honey. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our decocted berries and we're going to go ahead and strain off the liquid. Look how beautiful and red that is. It's just gorgeous. I'll hold it up here so you can really get a good look at it. Ah, here we go. Sometimes things will fall out, and that's okay. All right, it's going to be composted. So now what you've got here is basically it's an herbal tea, all right? It's a very strong hawthorn tea. So when you make a syrup with herbs, an herbal syrup, it's really quite simple. You basically decoct or simmer your herbal matter, you strain off the liquid, which we've done here, and then you look at how much you have in here. So in this case, I have 2 cups. So the rule of thumb is that you're going to add the same amount of honey or other sugar or sweetener, like a true sugar, to your liquid that you have in liquid. So since I have 2 cups of liquid, I would add 2 cups of honey to make a relatively shelf-stable syrup. All right. In fact, I think it's over the European food guidelines say that it should be 55% sugar, and here in America we usually go 50-50, at least home herbalists do. But so if you want a shelf-stable syrup, go ahead and have equal parts of liquid to honey. Now here in our home, it's just my husband and I. We don't have any children, and we also don't have any compliance issues. And a compliance issue with herbs basically means you have somebody that doesn't want to take their medicine, usually because it doesn't taste good. In our case, we don't have that problem, and we don't really eat a lot of syrup. So I'm actually only going to use 1 cup of honey. This is going to mean that it's not shelf stable, okay? And that means I need to keep it in the refrigerator. This syrup will last about a month in the refrigerator, but again, you know, if I wanted to have it be shelf stable, I could just double up what I'm gonna put in here and do that. You know, and actually I think I'm gonna change my mind. I think I will add 2 cups of the honey because I think I'm going to gift this to people. And if you want to gift your herbal preparations to people, then you definitely want to be sure that you've done everything you can to make it very, very, very safe, okay? I've got more than a cup here. I've got an estimated probably about 1.5 cups. As I went past the line, I'll grab a fork. And then what you want to do is stir this really well until it's completely dissolved. Now, if I had wanted to, I could have added some spicy herbs, or maybe some immune boosting herbs like elderberry or astragalus would have been really nice in this. But I just made it just plain old hawthorn, and I feel pretty good about that. Yes, we're almost at the double mark here. So I'm looking at my measurement on the larger Pyrex. So once I get it to the 4-cup mark, I'm just gonna pour it right in and just know that once I get it to the 4-cup mark, we are good. There we are. So I'll have to clean the honey up off of the edge of this big bottle. Every year we buy a gallon or 2 of honey from local honey producers or friends of ours sometimes. And I go through it. It's almost exactly the same amount every single year, which is about 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons. And some years when we make meads and ales and home brews, things like that, sometimes we'll go through a little bit more of it because I love making honey meads. They're so delicious. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to stir this and stir it and stir it and stir it until that honey is completely dissolved in this lukewarm liquid. And one other thing I want to say while I'm stirring this up here is the medicinal benefits of the hawthorn. They are alive and well in this syrup. So, you know, if you have a person who doesn't want to take a tincture or doesn't like the tea, although hawthorn tea is actually really good, you know, making an herbal syrup is a very, very good option. It really is. You have to dose it a little bit higher than a tincture, but all in all, it's just delicious and wonderful. And isn't this just great that you can have an herbal preparation that's good for your heart, that supports your body and your mind and your spirit in a beautiful herbal syrup that's homemade from a plant that grows on your property. Actually, it's a wild plant too. We didn't plant it. All right, so it's the honey is feeling like it's dissolved there. This is what it looks like. Look how beautiful and red that is. And now I'm going to bottle it up. All right, so to bottle your syrup up, I like to use a funnel and a little fancy bottle. You can get these in the apothecary stores or sometimes good herb stores or health food stores. And I'm just going to very gently pour this into my funnel. And because I made this shelf stable, I can actually leave it out. I am going to refrigerate it though. I still think that's just the safest option. And we can use this on our pancakes or as a sweetener in cereals, or as a sweetener for really all kinds of things. And look how pretty this is. So wouldn't this make a great gift at Christmas time? It's gorgeous. I wish you could see the light shining through it like I can from this angle. It is just amazingly beautiful. Put a little homemade tag on there, and yes, you've got a really wonderful hawthorn berry syrup. Thanks a lot for being here. I'm Heidi Villegas at Healing Harvest Homestead, and I hope you'll check out my website, healingharvesthomestead.com. I have a school with courses. I'll leave a link down below for you as well. If you would like to get my free herbal remedy guide and cheat sheet, I will put a link to that in the description. Or if you would like to take my free 5-day Herbal Foundations email course, it's really great. I get a lot of positive feedback on that every single week. So I'll put a link to that in the description too, and please subscribe, and I will see you later. Thanks a lot for being here.